Hello, everyone. We have a special guest today, the Academic Director of Hotel and Tourism Management Institute, Switzerland. Mr. Charles Hains is here visiting our campus at Tashkent Central Asian University. We are very happy to have you here because it marks an important milestone in our partnership, having you here, meeting our faculty and students and management team. So we are here because we like to hear more from you why our students, our potential students, and everyone in Uzbekistan should be interested in Swiss hospitality and tourism education. So without further ado, can you please introduce your background? You have a vast industry and academic background. Please, can you tell more about yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Professor Erdogan. Pleasure to be here. As you know, my name is Charles Hains and I'm the Academic Director of HTMi Switzerland and also International, which includes our partners and our newest partner, CAU. And so it's a great pleasure being here in Tashkent for the first time to experience your hospitality, which is exceptional, and very much enjoyed the experience to date.
Thank you.
A little bit about myself. I've for the last 31 years, I've been based in Switzerland in academic education, mainly in management. I'm Australian by birth and spent the first half of my life living and working in Australia, also in hospitality education, but also in industry in 4-5-star hotels. Came to Switzerland in 1993 for 1 year and never left. And so I have a passion for hospitality education, passion for Switzerland and Swiss education and what it means internationally. A lot of my work I do internationally. The difference with HTMi is we do a lot of outreach. We do a lot of international education offshore, and I think this is one of our unique USPs for hospitality is we're bringing our education offshore.
That's great. This brings me to my next question. I was just saying that besides the amazing chocolate and the mountain waves, what makes Switzerland, world leader in hospitality education from your point of view?
Yeah, from my point of view, there's several things. I mean, it's the home of hospitality. But also, as you well know, there's many hospitality schools in Switzerland. It's the heart of Europe. It's where hospitality was born, if you like, to that point. And I think it's an opportunity for international students as they come to Switzerland. A safety factor is one factor why they come, but I think also the opportunities that Swiss education gives students when they grow, when they build their careers. And the way the structure in Switzerland works, where you have this work and study relationship go hand in hand, and I think that's a big plus for Switzerland and how it operates.
That's amazing. I know for sure that HTMi, one of the reasons why HTMi is one of the top hospitality and tourism schools in the world is aligned with the Swiss education philosophy in general. In that light, can you please tell us more what makes HTMi in short period of time this successful?
Okay, I think one of the key factors is how we educate the students. We have four key philosophy or four key attributes that we instill in the students right from the beginning, and as they go throughout their program and then their career. First of all, the professional skills and professionalism. This also the soft skills as well. So that's all encompassing in one. The students' ability to communicate, the students to act professionally, the students to understand what it means to be on time, these sort of factors there. That's one key area, but it's also developing their professional skills as well at the same time. Then the other big area is the development of their management skills. As a student moves through, so they go from professional nature to these management skills that are vital, not only just for hospitality, but general management. I think another key factor is their entrepreneurial skills that we build. And HTMi has been very much focused on building on students' entrepreneurial skills right from the first year of the program. So we develop these projects which are designed to build on their entrepreneurial skill base as they go throughout. So when they finish at the degree level, they're coming out with these sorts of skills of also being entrepreneurs, not necessarily also working for someone, but also looking at the future and saying, I want to be my own boss one day. But also vitally, and why there's this relationship with CAU is also we have this research, okay, the development of research, and we find research and hospitality go hand in hand. Research is a vital component of a student's toolkit. And so we develop that throughout the program. So if you look at it, we've got the professional, we've got the managerial, we've got the entrepreneurial, and we also have, of course, the research. And I think these four areas form a framework for then the student becoming future leaders, etc., in hospitality, or in general, I would say the service sector industry.
This is a very important point. When I was first planning to study tourism and hospitality many years ago, sadly, my family said that why do you need to study? If you want to be a hotel employee, go and be a hotel employee. So your answer covers what additional skills that they are going to receive while they are studying in HTMi program, getting a degree.
Correct.
That's really important. We just need to make sure that people understand it's not the degree will not make you manager in the next day, but will give you a huge boost in your career.
Absolutely, a very strong foundation is what there, because I mean, this day in the international hotel environment, if you're looking at HR people, we're looking at recruiting and what they're looking for as well. It's these students have these managerial skills built in, so therefore they can display them, they can put them into practice when they're in the hotels, and they can move up the ranks within the hotels, or in, as I said, in a broader service sector industry. This is what banks are looking for as well when they're looking at potential candidates for looking after their events section. This is what the MICE industry looks for when they're looking for people to manage these big productions that they put on. These skills that are built in right from the beginning. We do a lot of events on campus. We do a lot of things related to service sector. We do a lot of things related to dealing with guests, etc. And I think that's what instills a student. So they have this toolkit that they're walking away with a broad range of skills that they can then put into practice and build their careers.
That's perfect. If I may ask the secret recipe, why how come HTMi climbed the ranks of QS, award rankings and being employability? If I may quote your statistics, you mentioned that student employability percentage 94%. That's an amazing employer recommendation, 95%. These are amazing results. If you can tell us, besides these skills, what makes HTMi rank so high and be the choice of employers?
I think there's several factors. One's the program we just talked about, but also it's the work that our career centre do in engaging with employers, but also understanding that students, when they come to Switzerland, that they do the whole program in Switzerland, they get an opportunity to work 3 6-month periods during their training, and of course build a career as well after that. So I think an employer will be able to see the student when they're at the very beginning of the stages, as they go through, opens up food and beverage sections, front office, etc. So they also see the way that an HTMi student operates. Are they punctual? Can they arrive to work on time and in their uniform? Have they got ideas which they can then present to the hotel? These sorts of factors as they go through. And I think employers are impressed with an HTMi student. They do very well in their program, and what they're able to do is put into practice what they've learned, because they do a lot of practical things on campus. And I think that's what employers appreciate about an HTMi student.
I think that's one of the reasons why your university, your school is highly regarded. Our partnership, part of our partnership, before you approve us, we had to make our curriculum align with HTMi standards. As part of that, our agreement, the fourth-year students, if they like to complete their studies, we move our courses in a way that it fits the fourth year in HTMi Switzerland, exactly same or very similar elective courses, fundamental courses that students can come and complete their 4-year program the last year in Switzerland. And you are just mentioning that they can, as a student, they can come and work and be paid in the federal standard
within Switzerland. Yes, I mean, it's first of all we built the program with you with a seamless transition to the final year. So whatever the students are learning here, we've had an influence on that curricula, and I must say we've built a very good curriculum here, which has taken the best of what HTMi have to offer, the best of what CAU have to offer. I've met the team here, a fantastic team of professors, which is very good, who understand hospitality, but also work in industry. I was very impressed that you've got some of your professors are working in the Hilton, for example, in management, and they're able to present that to students. So students have live examples that they're dealing with, that industry deals with as well. So that's a key factor. So we've made that such that it's seamless transfer into Switzerland. The students can then into the final year of the bachelor degree, which we have with Ulster University. And that's a 6-month period of study on campus, followed by 6 months work. Now, importantly, as you mentioned, the training salary in Switzerland is fixed by the federal government. So students have a minimum, will earn a minimum, no matter where they're working, of 2,400 Swiss francs a month, gross. And typically after they've taken their accommodation and meals, etc., so they can end up with somewhere between 1,200 to 1,500 net in their pocket, which is enough to do things as well, enjoy themselves, etc., see a bit more of Europe, save a bit, and then look. What is important at the end of that period is we are then looking for where do you want to go next? Would you like to go to the US on a J1 visa? Would you like to go to the Middle East? Would you like to go to Asia, for example, in China, and work for our Swiss Touches brand hotels? So these are all the opportunities that the students have as we develop them in that final year if they come to us from CAU. So we're very excited to eventually be welcoming these students to the program when they're coming towards the end.
That's amazing. I am really very excited about our students. Not only they are going to get a world-class certificate, but also everything that comes with the alumni or career center support from the HTMi.
Correct.
That opens amazing doors for them. Plus, if they want to stay or be located in Europe, that is possible through the career center.
It is possible. There are training opportunities outside of Switzerland within Europe that we open up, and for example, I think Marriott has a management training program that they run in Europe as well. So there's opportunities for students to do those programs. I also want to say that the degree the students get from Ulster University is a UK degree. Like a number of the other schools offer in Switzerland, the UK degree, but the Ulster University, from the business school, it's ranked number 1 by The Guardian as one of the best UK degrees in hospitality. So that's also important, that we've actually aligned ourselves for the last 20 years with a university that is also ranked very highly within the UK.
That's a great synergy of many top universities and programs coming together.
Correct.
To support the students of HTMi and their partners. Already we were discussing about international career prospects for the graduates, and you mentioned that HTMi has lots of partners from the industry.
Absolutely.
Can you please mention a couple of the big names you mentioned, Hilton's and?
Well, I mean, we partner with a number of the big names. We partnered with Marriott, with Four Seasons, the Accor Group. You really name a chain, and it's very likely that we've got students there within management positions. There's you know as well as I do, having spent time in the Middle East as well. You see, let's take an example, the developments in the Middle East. How many more hotels are coming online? Dubai, for example, 30 hotels coming online this year. Everyone is looking for good management students, okay? And my belief is that we prepare our students exceptionally well to finish their degree and enter into a managerial level position, or supervisory then to management level position within I would say the first 6 months after leaving the school, if not before. And then, if students are smart, they'll align themselves with potentially a chain property, and then be able to move with that chain as they develop their career. And this is where hospitality is such a fantastic career builder. And where students need to look at that and say, yeah, I can see myself as senior management one day, or I can see myself as vice president of marketing one day, or human resources, or I can see myself in the finance department, or I can see myself director of operations of rooms of a major group. Huge opportunities.
That's very interesting. I was just going to ask that. Can you share some success stories of your graduates, either from Switzerland or your partner institutions, who are you are proud of, saying that, there are a couple of them here,
Sure.
of top tier?
Well, I mean, we have the school's been going 25 years, and we have had a number of success stories throughout the years, and it's very hard to pinpoint necessarily one or two. But I only go back to 2 or 3 weeks ago. We had the alumni reunion, which was a research conference come reunion of alumni, where we invited alumni back to the school to speak to the students. Not necessarily directly about research, but we built it around their careers. And so we had 12 alumni come back to the school for this 2-day session. And some of the alumni were director of events at the Marriott in Zurich. One's now a general manager of a boutique hotel group in Switzerland. Another one now works in area manager for Red Bull in the Netherlands. Wow. I mean, that's just three of the 12 there that are performing very well in their industry. It took them some time as they go. Some stopped for a while because they had children, marriage, all these sorts of things, but they've continued in hospitality. They've built fantastic careers. And another one I just remember now, another one is working for a medical company outside of Basel, but in events.
Oh.
So you can imagine the sort of events that they put on, medical drug companies, they're put on very large events, and they're doing the logistics.
Wow.
So it's not just, don't think of it just as hotels. Think of it as service sector. We've had another alumni works for UBS in events, because UBS have clients, they service these clients, they have big events, and they have these students who have the hospitality skills, the soft skills, the ability to communicate with people, and the management skills and the logistics skills.
That's amazing.
So these are just some examples. Students that come to HTMi, I mean, when they finish, they build fantastic careers.
That's really impressive. I was, of course, following HTMi's student life. It's not just all books and exams. I saw so many fun activities, so many things. Would you like to share some of the things what makes the student life so amazing for HTMi students?
Sure. First of all, we're not a big school, okay, and we're not in a city. Okay, we're in Sorenberg. We're in the mountains. We're in one of the unique biospheres of Switzerland, and so the students are in some ways maybe an hour and a half from one of the biggest cities in Lucerne. So what do we do to keep the students engaged? We get them to put into practice what they're learning. So they have cultural nights on Friday nights. We put on a wedding event where they actually go through the whole process of organising a wedding, right through to we have a bride and groom, we have the priest, we have the whole thing. Plus they've got to do the dinner for the evening. We have, of course, the research conference I just mentioned. We had 2 weeks ago the food festival, the International Food Festival, where we invited also the embassies to come along. And so it's these activities that we do on campus given the nature where students just don't leave school and go out and go to the city and watch a movie and things like this. No, what we do is say we engage them in everyday life at school, and again, that helps them enormously in building up these skills and ability, because they put things into practice straight away.
That's really amazing. Now, if I may ask something, what happened during the COVID was terrible. You know, all our lives put on hold.
Sure.
Everything happened. One of the things that I heard as the dean of Hospitality and Tourism School, people were a little bit skeptical, saying that, oh, what if something happens again? You know, because hospitality being person, serving person, is one of the quickest and most affected industries. So what will be your response to general scares of hospitality being, risky business?
I think all you've got to do is see the growth of hospitality after COVID. I think you see the number of the tourism numbers coming back across the board, way up, we're getting more now above 2019 before COVID. And you've got to recognize people will travel. And I'm sure we'll have challenges in the future. Maybe we have COVID again. Will the governments follow the same policy as previously, now that they've got some idea what they should be doing? Yeah. They've had their experience, but they've also seen, and we see, how quickly hospitality bounces back.
Yes.
And it will always will. People want to travel. People want to move around the world. They enjoy visiting new countries. And I don't think we have honestly, I think we have an industry which is forever growing. And also the way it grows, and the way I think people think more about sustainability. Like tourism destinations, the care that others are taking now with this, avoiding this overpopulation of tourism, etc. Like we see in some areas. You look at Italy, for example, the controls they're putting in place for these destinations. I think people are better educated, and they're looking at, yes, we're having tourism, yes, we're having mass tourism, but also we have a responsibility as well. And we're also putting that into the programs as well, as you are, with these areas like sustainable practices, what we should be doing as an industry for that.
Yeah, I think this is very insightful. My response to this question aligned with what you just said. Traveling is a part of our human DNA. We cannot stay somewhere and be content with it. So bouncing back is definitely a great way to do. Especially UN tourism statistics show that 1 in 10 jobs in the world is service industry.
Correct.
So the contribution of tourism and hospitality to the world economy globally and nationally is undeniable. So
correct.
We are here to stay, and even though it can be a little bit shaky from time to time, that is definitely here to stay. So what are the challenges, not necessarily the COVID, but you see for the future of tourism industry globally, from your point of view, 25 plus years of being in the industry and teaching people, where do you see hospitality and tourism go? And just to follow up, how our students, and we are educators, we should prepare our students for that future.
Yeah, that's a very good question. I think it's a difficult question to answer, yeah. but I see, if you look at the growth in hospitality, I've just been in the Middle East this past week at visiting our partner campus in Dubai. We also have 3 campuses in Saudi. But if you look at just we take the Middle East as an example of the amount of growth happening in hospitality, the question is where are all the people going to come from to service that sector? Not only the staff but also the management. And I think that's a key point. And you look at what for example in the Middle East, what they're doing is for example in Saudi, the Saudization projects, they're trying to get their youth into management within hospitality, for example, the amount of projects they're doing there. So they're using their initiatives, and I think we look at that initiative. Unfortunately, we're already in Saudi working, so we're developing Saudization projects with the government, etc. Because there's a lot of emphasis on developing the youth of the country these days. If I look around the amount of time I travel, I was in Mauritius just before that, and we had a graduation there. And there's this emphasis on developing the youth as well, developing the youth to take over that industry in Mauritius, learning from those experiences. I think we have a responsibility to educate our students, as I said before, in corporate social responsibility, in sustainability, and what does that mean? What is the damage of mass tourism? This sort of area. I think there's still the biggest growth. I think is still we're looking at Africa and the potential in Africa in hospitality and how that's growing with the amount of natural resources they have, with the amount of opportunities they have there for as tourism goes there. So there's areas in the world which is just opening up a lot more. And I think we as educators need to be aware of this and open our students' minds up so they're not just looking at Uzbekistan. They're looking at Uzbekistan as one of many destinations that they could go, that they could be managers, they could build a career. But I think careers will also become far more diverse than what they are now. You look at the influence of AI and how that's affecting it. So how are we implementing AI within our program so that students are ready? And I think that's part of our job.
Well, that's very insightful. You mentioned about different locations. If I may dare to contribute to your example, presidential decree in 2019 put an ambitious set of goals for Uzbek tourism and hospitality. By the year 2025, there will be 3,500 hotels in Uzbekistan.
Right.
Different parts of Uzbekistan is being built for different types of tourism. For example, Fergana region is agro-tourism. Bukhara, Samarkand is more historical tourism. Tashkent has that international events and business tourism targets. So it is a great opportunity for Uzbek students not only get a piece of paper that is from one of the top universities in the world, but also learning international experience, knowledge within the program, get the recognition combined with local values.
Sure.
That is something that will make our graduates different than the other schools around. If I may dare to, I'm a little bit biased as the dean of the school, but with a strong partner like you, having Hiltons, Wyndhams, KFCs, all these under the AKFA group where our strength lies. I believe, I'm telling this to my students, the hospitality is in their DNA.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
For me, that makes my job, our job easier rather than create something that is, not there. We are just shaping, there's something already there.
Correct.
So my recommendation for students who are about to make one of the biggest decisions in their life is don't, as you mentioned, see tourism and hospitality as narrow hotel and that's it. It is amazing spectrum of jobs that you can, and if your personality is outgoing, if you love interacting with people, if you love learning new culture, and if you are excited about the possibility of being in Europe, being in America, being in different parts, that's a great opportunity when study tourism and hospitality.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. I would like to thank you for your words of wisdom. I am really amazed and very excited during your time here with us. And if you like to just look in the camera and say something to our students here and in future, please go ahead. I would like to thank you one more time, Charles.
Professor, thank you very much. No, pleasure. Thank you. We're very excited about partnering in this program, bringing the best of Swiss hospitality to the best of hospitality in Tashkent. I would encourage students to look at this industry as a stepping stone for huge opportunities within hospitality, within service sector, building your passion. And I think that's important. Have a passion for this industry and you will succeed. It's absolutely 100% guaranteed. I look forward to you joining the program in Tashkent, and I hope that we see some of you coming also to finish your degree in Switzerland as well.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.